Nice little bit of gun porn there for you on the table. I was doing another video, and I thought you might want to look at this while I do this next video here. I wanted to get into the truck gun debate that I've been seeing popping up on YouTube a lot lately. It's been going on for a few weeks now. I apologize, I don't know who started this debate, but essentially the debate is whether or not it is a good idea to have a truck gun, a designated vehicle gun, something that is always in your car, something you don't take out when you get out of the car and put back in when you get back in the car, but something that remains in your vehicle. Whether you put it under a seat, whether you put it in a lockbox, whether you have some sort of secured storage, whatever it is, a designated vehicle firearm. Is this a good idea or is it a bad idea? Now, on the one side, the people who say it's a bad idea, the arguments I've been seeing are basically, one, you're going to be out your investment. If you have a $500 gun in there, you're going to lose $500 if somebody steals it. And two, the other argument I've been hearing, and I think probably the more important argument, is that if somebody breaks in and steals a firearm from you, okay, if you've left a firearm where it is not on your person or close to you, and you've left it unsecured, in a trunk, whatever, that you are morally responsible for anything that might happen with that firearm. Obviously not legally. We know that legally you are not responsible for it, okay? But morally, you would be responsible for, let's say somebody goes and tries to rob a liquor store with it and they shoot the clerk. You are somehow morally responsible for that shooting. Now, the other side of this, obviously, is that, well, no, it's worth the risk. It's worth the risk of having my gun stolen. It's worth the risk of having a gun out there that might get used for evil later on down the road, simply because I have the right to defend myself. And if having a gun in my vehicle, designated for my vehicle, is the thing that makes the difference between me and or a loved one surviving a bad situation and not surviving a bad situation, then it makes it all worth it, right? It makes the potential worth it. It makes that potential danger, that potential threat of being stolen, that risk, it makes it all worth it. So those are the two sides of the argument. For me, it comes down to one question, right? Should I reduce my defensive capabilities to ensure that my gun doesn't fall into criminal hands? Very, very simple. Should you reduce your defensive capabilities to ensure that a criminal doesn't get their hands on your gun? Now, if you've watched my channel, you know I have a truck gun. I keep a 12-gauge shotgun in my truck. It's not this one, it's another one, which is obviously in my truck right now. So I'm all for truck guns. So obviously you would know which side of the argument I'm going to fall on. I think it is worth the risk. To answer the two questions that the other side has, one, the monetary risk, the risk of an investment. Don't buy an expensive gun and put it in your car. I use a $160 shotgun, okay? That's what I keep in there. $160 shotgun with a folding stock, fits nicely, it's secured, it's locked away, I can get to it. I also have an alarm on my vehicle, okay? If it does get stolen, they got past all that stuff, I'm out $160. Yes, it sucks, but it doesn't break me. That's the first option there. That's answering the first question as to why truck guns are a bad idea, because I don't think they are. Now, the second issue that they brought up, the moral issue of you being morally responsible for anything bad that happens with that firearm, no, you're not. You are not morally responsible in any way, shape, or form, or legally responsible if somebody does something like that because they chose to break into your vehicle and steal your gun. The only way that you would be morally responsible is if you left the gun sitting in the front seat with the window rolled down next to a sign that said, "Please, Mr. Criminal, take me." That's it, okay? People can throw around the morals all they want. People can say this, say that, but you are no more morally responsible for what somebody does with a gun they've stolen from you than you are morally responsible for what somebody does if they steal your car, get drunk, and go run somebody over with it. You're not responsible for that, okay? You do everything you can, obviously, to secure your firearms, as hopefully we all do. And if you have laws in your state that say you have to secure a gun a certain way, obviously you do that. Take the legal portion of this out of the question. But the moral responsibility does not fall on you unless you had intent. Unless you intended for somebody to steal your gun. I do not accept the argument that I am somehow morally responsible if somebody steals my firearm from my vehicle. They got past my alarm, they got past the lock, and they found where this was hidden, okay, and they went and they used it to commit a crime. I'm not responsible for that in any way, shape, or form. So that's pretty much it, all right? A truck gun is there to protect you just in case, for whatever reason, you don't have your concealed carry gun on you, right? Or even if you do and it's just not enough firepower and you need more, it's there in the worst case scenario. And isn't that why we all carry a gun in the first place? For the worst case scenario. Having a vehicle gun is no different than having a nightstand gun. And that's what it's all about. So there you go. There's my take on the truck gun debate, truck gun argument. Hopefully some of you guys found it informative or interesting. So I appreciate you guys watching. Leave me all your questions and comments down below, and we will talk to you guys later. Thanks.